don't talk about Xbox much on the channel because when I started doing it, all you guys started complaining in the comment section saying you hated Xbox. But I wanted to talk about Xbox specifically around this topic. Oh yeah, I should say this isn't about the Xbox. This is, well, it's about Xbox, but it's not about the Xbox. Let me explain. It's about this fridge. Yeah, so before you start complaining in the comment section because I made this title clickbaity or something like that, I'm talking about the fridge. Okay, so everyone's seen the memes at this point. Xbox Series X looks like a mini fridge, and that was the meme since it got revealed a couple of years back. Xbox in 2021 decided they would actually go ahead and make said mini fridge, which they then proceeded to go and sell. And I thought that's a really cool crossover promotion with something that's memey and something that's gaming and Xbox related. So I was like, that's cool. I am totally on board with this. I think that's a really neat thing. Fast forward to, I guess, like last month, and this thing is now out. I don't know how much it retails for. I think maybe like $100 or something like that. It's out. But this thing is one of the worst things that I've ever had in my life. This thing sucks. This thing is a terrible product. The premise is simple. It's a cooler mini fridge thing. It should cool and refrigerate things. It does not. It does not. It does neither of those things. It's basically, and like for lack of, I don't actually know what the phrase is in America. I guess you call it a cooler, like an electric cooler or something like that. In New Zealand, we call them chili bins, or like an electric chili bin, which is like designed to keep things cool. In Australia, we call them eskies. So none of those things are a mini fridge, but that's basically what this is. It's like an electric version of that. Let's do a bit of a spec review thing for it first. So it has two plugs. One for your car, 12 volt that goes in your car, and another one that goes into a power outlet in your house. Pretty standard stuff. It has a switch on the back which allows you to do an eco refrigeration mode, which literally does nothing at all. And then it has another switch on the back which allows you to do turbo refrigeration, which also does nothing else at all. I had this thing running for a couple of hours and it didn't refrigerate anything. It just kept everything at the same room temperature that it was, except there was a really loud fan pumping in my room because it has a really loud fan on it. It's a disappointment, honestly, because the thing looks really cool. Like design-wise, they've done an awesome job designing this thing. I think it looks good. It's got a couple of buttons on the front of it where you press and the Xbox logo button lights up, as well as the mesh on the top to make it look like you actually got the Xbox turned on. It's a really cool little feature. Problem is, the actual component, the thing that matters the most, the refrigeration component, just sucks. It doesn't work. It's a really cheap, cooler refrigerator mini fridge thing. It's terrible. It really is a terrible product. Looking into it a bit more online, there's a bunch of stuff about how you can't keep it on for an extended period of time, which means it's not really a mini fridge. It's definitely a cooler. It's not going to actually refrigerate things for you. It's just going to keep them at a cool temperature. So if you put ice into it or like a frozen drink into it as well with a couple of other drinks, it will help keep the other drinks cooler, which is literally just a cooler at that point, which is kind of fine, right? If you want to have it as a portable cooler or something like that you use temporarily. But then the design is a problem because this is the shape of it. You can't have it like this, how you would normally have a cooler, because that's where all the power switches go on the back. You have to have it sitting upright like this, which is a terrible design for a product like this. The Xbox mini fridge, don't probably buy it. I don't think it's worth whatever they're asking for it. And probably the hype around it. I think it's a funny little set piece as a meme. It's probably gonna sit somewhere in the back of the studio, I guess, just down there because, I don't know, it looks kind of cool. And it will always remind me of how disappointing it sort of was. I suppose I could store something in it, maybe. I don't know, maybe it just becomes a storage thing and I won't even plug it in. It just is an inconveniently shaped box that sits there. Or yeah, I don't know. I was thinking of taking it to the beach and actually testing it out, but I would look stupider than I already do, and it also wouldn't keep any of my drinks cold. So there's that. Now I know Microsoft didn't actually make the refrigerator themselves. They went out to a third-party partner who made it and then helped with distribution and selling of it as well. So it wasn't a Microsoft thing, but obviously Microsoft instigated it. It's licensed by Microsoft. It's a licensed product, so you kind of would expect it to just work a little better than what it did. Like quality control obviously wasn't too hot on a product like this. I don't know. If you're looking for something for the meme, I guess it's an option for you. Though I would advise against it and just say, just don't buy it. Xbox mini fridge gets a review score from me of like a 1 out of 20. That's how bad I think this product is. I think it's not good. Okay, and it gets even better. It blew up. The whole thing exploded. It blew up. I plugged it in and it decided to explode on me. And I figured I wasn't going to do it. I wasn't going to include this in the video. I wasn't going to add this in, but it needed to be returned because it definitely just, I literally put it into the outlet, a flume of smoke came out of the top of it, and it exploded. And I'd only had it on for like a day, maybe, turned it off, turned it back on again, and then that happened. So the product gets worse than when we were originally talking about it. So the product has now definitely been returned, and that's the end of the Xbox mini fridge. So my revised review score of the Xbox One X miniature refrigerator is now a 0 out of 100. It's a definite do not buy. Don't listen to anything that past Josh has been saying about how this is a fun product.
I think it's a funny product.
It blew up. It blew up. That's not an exaggeration. It's smoke. It's 0 out of 100. Listen to the old Josh. I'm sure he's got something interesting to say. I think it's a funny product, and I think it had a lot of promise. I think it's just cheaply made, and a disappointment, honestly. And as an Xbox fan and a PlayStation fan, I'm disappointed by this. I think the number of like cool consumer crossover products that I have seen done and executed like quite well from gaming companies, they do them all the time. They do things like this all the time. Like the background there, you see my PlayStation clock. I didn't make that. That's a thing that got done. They did a clock and a PlayStation. It's two thing collaboration. That's a cool one that works. Although mine's always stuck on a particular time for some, I don't know why that is. This Xbox One, not so much. So that's all I wanted to say. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did enjoy, subscribe. If you didn't enjoy, I guess don't subscribe. See you later. Let's see who made the Platinum Trophy Nice List this year. Merry Christmas to all my Patreons and channel members, my favorite people in the world. And thank you so very much for supporting the YouTube channel this month. Each and every one of you guys over here next to me is on my Nice List this year for Christmas. So thank you very much for supporting the Platinum Trophy and keeping the YouTube channel's lights on. If you too want to be added to my Nice List, you can do the same thing by joining Patreon in the link in the description down below. $1 honestly helps this channel out enormously. Alternatively, you can join the channel and become a channel member by hitting the join button just below this video. Joining the channel gives you an additional flex because it gives you special emotes to use in chat, it gives you priority during live streams, and it gives you a little Platinum Trophy symbol next to your name. Thank you everyone for a fantastic 2021, and thank you for all your support in helping me keep this YouTube channel going. I cannot wait for 2022.